We've seen that Agur is a praying man. Now, last week we took a look at one of his prayers. The prayer was one of the seeking of the Lord, right? He was seeking the Lord for something. Agur desired to receive something, actually two things from the Lord. He had begun with the statement of humility and his desire to know God, and now he's in the right frame of mind to go before God with his supplications. But what did Agur desire from the hand of God? That's the question. He desired that before he died, God would remove sin far from him. Now, this is a man who fears the Lord. This is a man who's acting wisely. He's also prayed that God would give him exactly what he needs. Nothing more, nothing less. Agur knew himself and that he could be tempted. He took heed lest he fell, right? He knew that if God gave him more than he had, he would be tempted to sin and to trust in those riches alone. He also knew that if God gave him poverty, he'd be tempted to try and provide for his own needs without trusting in the Lord. He prayed for the rare jewel of contentment. There is a great wisdom in knowing who we are and what our temptations are, and then asking God to lead us not into temptation. Now, Agur shifts gears from his prayer to listing some advice for us who are seeking wisdom and to fear the Lord. That's what the whole next section's about. Knowing that we are often too stupid to be men, and that we're prone to temptation, we must be careful that we don't begin to point our fingers at others. Other people are sinners, but so are we. Yet there are those who do not fear God. There are the fools, or as Paul calls them, those with debased minds. Agur calls out 4 generations or groups of people who do not fear the Lord here in our passage this week. And so we'll be looking at verse 10 through 14, which says, "Do not slander a servant to his master, lest he curse you and you be held guilty. There are those who curse their fathers, and do not bless their mothers. There are those who are clean in their own eyes, but are not washed of their filth. There are those who, how lofty are their eyes, how high their eyelids lift. There are those whose teeth are swords, whose fangs are knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from mankind." Well, this is Ryder Rays. Hopefully you're ready to dive into this section of Proverbs chapter 30 for the rest of this week. And come back next time, we'll look at the first part of this study.